Salty Rose at the Ventura Music Factory in industrial Ventura, pondering three questions this week. Why do I play shows? Why do I study music now? And why do I make videos? At the root of all of that is why did I want to become a musician to begin with? And that has to do with my mom's collection of Beatle records and seeing the Beatles specials in the 60s on TV, on our little black and white TV. It was like a family event when a new Beatles special came out. This was post the Ed Sullivan period. I was a little too young to remember that. But in 1969, my parents got me a nylon string acoustic and some lessons from a folkie, and I didn't really learn how to play then. I learned a little bit, but not much. When I was 13, I got a songbook, taught myself to play some chords off of little chord diagrams, and then quit because I wanted to smoke weed, ride skateboards, and meet girls. When I was 16, I bought an electric bass for $60, a Vox Cougar, and I was instantly in demand because all the kids in high school either played guitar or drums. I had a bass, so I was in demand, and I was playing parties, doing Rush songs, UFO, Zeppelin, all without a singer because nobody could sing. But we were playing parties. And eventually I met a songwriter, Kevin Navis, and we started an original band. We started rehearsing 5 nights a week, playing shows on weekends, going down to Hollywood, Troubadour, Madame Wong's, Blah Blah Cafe, Valley West Club, other places that I can't really remember the names of now. Did I mention we used to rehearse 5 nights a week? I really learned how to play then. And by that time, I was playing by ear mostly. I had a turntable at home. I'd put records on and I'd figure things out. I had taken some lessons when I was 16, learned some basic theory, the difference between major, minor, dominant arpeggios. But when my teacher introduced me to the circle of fifths, I had learned how to play by ear at that point. He wanted me to memorize all this stuff, and so I quit, and I never learned it. Eventually, I got into a classic rock top 40 band, started doing shows that were 2 nights a week to 5 nights a week, almost always 5 sets a night. It was during that period when my playing developed its voice. I was also getting paid better. I kind of felt like I was a real musician at that point. That eventually led to starting a blues bar band, really getting into improvising with the blues band, really developing a sense of feel. Now, that was over, a lot of repetitive chord progressions, 1-4-5s, that kind of thing, which I think every guitar player should do. It really helped develop my instinct as a player. Now, after all of that, playing in original bands, top 40 bands, blues bands, learning how to play, developing a voice, then really developing a good sense of feel, I finally got into an A-list band in Ventura that I really wanted to be a member of. On my first 2 attempts at joining it, the band leader turned me down, told me I was too loud, I was too wild, that kind of thing. And then eventually he relented, gave me an audition, and I got the gig. But I remember him saying to me, "You're a field player, aren't you?" And I was like, "Field player? What does that mean? What do you mean by that?" And I didn't really understand it at the time. Played many original bands the last few years. Don't really do the cover thing anymore. I'll do the blues thing on occasion, but not that often. Well, right now I'm playing with a band in LA called Trucker Bomb, and we have a show on March 16th at Lucky Strike down in Hollywood. So if you're anywhere in the neighborhood, come say hi. But over the last few years, playing in original bands and stuff, I look around, I see what else is going on, see if anybody else is looking for a guitar player. I'm always looking for a gig. I've been finding that I think I've run into the ageism thing a little bit because I can play, but it's hard for me to get people to respond to an email. So I saw an ad a couple of years ago where a guy was saying he was looking for somebody to practice real book jazz with. Now I didn't know what that was, but I'd heard of it. I contacted the guy, I told him I'd be interested in learning how to do it. He asked me if I could read music, and I told him no. And that was the end of that conversation. He wanted somebody that could read. So I decided to start studying and taking lessons. Right now, in front of me, you can't see it because it's behind you. I have a computer with a program that I practice with. Got a real book, and I got charts now. I joined a jazz band at the college. I'm meeting lots of really great musicians. I mean, lots of them. Everybody's cool. I thought I was going to be studying. It was just going to be nose to the grindstone, staying up late reading, memorizing all kinds of stuff. It is all of that, but it's also wonderful people I'm meeting, playing with great musicians. It's exciting. It's like when I first met Kevin and we started an original band. I feel like now I have a lot of things to look forward to, and that's all a result of the studies that I'm doing. And I've been studying with a teacher named Brent McHenry. He is a trained musician with a amazing resume, and he can really play. He's the real deal. So if anybody's looking for a teacher, that's who I recommend. So the last question, why do I make videos? Well, I started making videos back around 2012, 2013. That was when I started my YouTube channel. And what happened was I was stricken with gallbladder cancer, had liver surgery, chemotherapy, a year and a half of treatment that sidelined me. I couldn't I couldn't pick up a guitar. They told me when I came out of the hospital not even to try to pick up a quart of milk. I sat at home and looked at the computer a lot. And I was looking at videos on YouTube, and I remember seeing a video. I think it was called Remember Me, and it was created by a creator named Lizzie Palmer, kind of a slideshow picture video put to music. I thought, hell, I could do that. I can make a picture slideshow video and put some music to it. So I did. I created a video to a song called Faraway Mountains, and I just used a bunch of pictures from some travels that I had been on. I did a few things like that back then, but didn't really get into it. I didn't consider myself a creator really. But during that year and a half that I was going through medical treatment, creating videos gave me a creative outlet that I didn't have and I needed. And I think that's one of the reasons that I play shows, that I study music, and that I make videos, is people who are creative need to create. That's not an original thought. I got that out of the book, The Artist's Way. But I believe it to be true. So creating videos helped keep me creative during a really bad period of my life. And the next time a bad period rolled around was, 2020, when the pandemic was full bore. I found myself sitting at my house with no human contact, spending a lot of time on the computer, and I decided to start making videos again. It's been really fun, and I think it supports my music endeavors. And I think my music endeavors support the video creating. And now I have time to do stuff like this more than I did when I was younger. That's what this is all about. It's all about creativity. It's all about having fun. It's all about meeting people that are of the same mind and learning. I think I'll stop there and leave you with a little bit of Satin Doll.